But as far as the case investigation is concerned, let's tell you what information that we are learning through sources where the only accused who's been arrested in the case, Sanjay Roy, apparently he strangled the victim because she was shouting for help and was inconsolable after he had sexually assaulted her. He strangled her from at the seminar hall at around 4:32 a.m. and left the hospital 5 minutes later. And after that, the accused was arrested. Like post his medical examination that was carried out, there were reportedly fresh injury marks on his body as well. We have Bhavtosh with us right now. Bhavtosh, the investigation that is now picking up with regards to the questioning that has been conducted on Sanjay Roy and the sequence of events, what may have led to as far as that unfaithful night is concerned when the crime occurred.
Amita, as far as the case is concerned, there is only one accused who has been arrested, and that's Sanjay Roy. And Sanjay Roy's interrogation that has been done both by the Kolkata police and as well as by the CBI reveals that he strangled the victim, and the victim was strangled after she started shouting, and she was very inconsolable after she was brutally assaulted. And he, in fact, panicked and he assaulted her. He strangled her, and he strangled her till she died. After which he left the seminar hall and then also fled from the hospital. All this has been, in fact, captured in the CCTV camera and has also been matched with the mobile phone details. The Kolkata police as well as CBI have the details of the mobile phone. They have the CDR locations which have been matched perfectly with the CCTV footage. It clearly shows that the accused came there with an intention to sexually assault the victim. He had, in fact, in a way, had stalked her. He saw her sleeping alone in the seminar hall and then sexually assaulted her. He has been questioned twice or thrice by the Kolkata police, after which the case was handed over to the CBI. CBI continuously questioned her, and CBI also found that while he tried to deceive them with giving deceptive answers, they have now found evidence that he sexually assaulted her. But after the brutal sexual assault, he strangled her and then fled from the spot. The question before the CBI is, was there a cover-up after this grotesque crime was committed? Was this done deliberately, or was this done because of the lackadaisical attitude on the part of the police as well as on the part of the hospital?
All right. As far as several notions are concerned on the investigative bit, what the CBI is now doing, please to stay on with us.
Joining us now is Sreelekha Mitra, who has spoken up about the experience that she has had in the past. Sreelekha Mitra, I'd like to first of all thank you for joining us on Times Now and sharing with us. You have, of course, gathered the courage after the Hema Commission report has come to talk about what has transpired. Would you like to take our viewers through what exactly was the incident and what happened vis-a-vis Mr. Ranjith?
The volume is still low, but I have understood your questions. It was way back in 2009, probably in the month of April or May, because I remember it distinctly because I was going through a tough, rough patch in my life, personal life. So I had been contacted by Mr. Joseph from Kerala, saying that Mr. Shankar is going to get in touch with me about a film which is soon to be, they have kind of zeroed in on me, and it's soon to be shot in Kerala and in Paris. So Mr. Shankar got in touch with me and told me that over email and via email and over phone that Mr. Ranjith is the director, and I'm going to work with Mr. Mammootty in this film. And naturally, being Mr. Mammootty being such a big name, I'm sorry, I've got cats and dogs around.
All right.
So,
not a problem.
I was very keen, very eager it was a really prestigious project for me. So a ticket was provided to me, and back then where I was working in Kolkata, I asked the production people that they have to accommodate me because I'm going to work in the same film the next month. Later on, I traveled to Kochi. Everything was paid, my accommodation and my travel. And the day after or that day morning, I'm not sure of, but I was asked to go and meet Mr. Ranjith in his apartment. So I went on, and there was apparent a photo shoot. It was not on the set of the same film. It was at his flat, where Mr. Shankar too was present. And there was, I'm telling all this very mechanically because I had been hounded by the press and media for the last 4 days, and I'm kind of really stressed over this issue because I actually kept a lid over it because I never thought this was going to this would blow into this proportion the way it is.
I can
right
understand.
now.
Please take your time. Please take your time.
So yeah. Everything was fine. There was no red flag then in the morning. So I was apparently asked to try on a few costumes, which I was asked to carry. And I was even asked to carry my passport in case they would require it for visa purpose and so. So the photo shoot went off well. And actually, since I mentioned this before, that I was not in a very good space mentally. I mean, there was a bit of turbulence in my personal life. So I was in a very vulnerable condition. And I found him very nice, very outspoken. I mean, work-friendly types. And so maybe I shouldn't have spoken about my personal life, but I did share few things about my personal life back then. And yeah, probably I bummed a cigarette from him. So that might have given some wrong signal. I don't know. I'm not aware of. And then I was asked to come again later in the evening for an informal meet with the rest of the crew and a sort of informal meet. So I was fine. I was okay, happy, at least something is happening in my life. And I went back to his flat again. There was a card, especially for me back then, for all these, my travel. So after some drinking session was on, I was offered a drink or two, but to which, of course, I refused because being a woman, it's tough in surviving in a man's world. And I mean, I'm sure many women would, probably understand that we women are not allowed to smoke or drink or in public, and especially with unknown people. Hence, I refused. And he got a phone call from somebody we both knew back then, cinematographer called Venu Gopal. I had worked with him in Gurudev Dashgupta's film. So he said, okay, Venu is on the line, you want to talk to him? So I said, yeah, fine, yeah, sure. And then he asked me to follow him inside. I thought, okay, maybe there are too many people talking. Probably this is because of the noise. Maybe he, wanted me to talk. Avoiding all these. So I went inside. His bedroom was dark, and there was this adjoining balcony. Either I went to the balcony, he followed me, or he went to the balcony, I followed him. I am not sure of that now. And while I was talking to this person over the phone, my hand probably was on the railing. I was in an Indian attire, wearing bangles. And I found him playing with my bangles, subsequently touching my skin, which I found a little weird because we probably were not in that close space, that somebody could just touch me. Even touching a finger matters without your permission, because I thought I haven't given him that kind of a signal or that kind of a vibe. We women, we kind of have a sixth sense, intuitive power probably. But I thought maybe I'm overreacting. No, this must be an innocent gesture from his part. Nothing to be so alarmed of. So I didn't pull my hand back, or I didn't say, no, no, why are you doing this, or whatsoever. Then he probably was gauging my reaction or so, since I haven't protested about the hand thingy. So later on, I found him I was still on the phone. He was playing with my hair and then touching the nape of my neck, which was definitely a red flag. So I shrugged away. I shrugged off. I told him to, it's okay, fine, whatever, I don't remember, and I excused myself from the situation. I came inside the living room. I asked Mr. Shankar, who was the mediator who spoke to me before, and I told him that, sorry, I'm not doing this film. He was taken aback. He never thought anything had happened. He said, why? And then I said, you just ask your director why. And I took the car. I came back. I mean, the next minute, I took the car back to the hotel. And what followed was a very scary night for me, because 15 years back then, probably I wasn't that, that outspoken or that brave what I am now. With age comes wisdom and courage to speak. And back then, even social media wasn't much in vogue. So I came back to the hotel. I was alone. I went in alone. I traveled alone. And I was put up in a suite, and I had to literally push the sofas and keep them against the door, because there were too many thoughts which were happening simultaneously in my mind. That what if somebody has a key? What if 2-3 people comes and bangs on the door? So I was awake the entire night. I called up the production guy or the producer, I don't know, I don't remember. And I told him that please make my return ticket. I want to go back the next day.
So when you say you have courage now, is that the reason why, like today, you have written to the Kochi commissioner, the police? Are you saying that's the reason why you didn't file a formal complaint? Did you file a complaint? Yeah.
I wouldn't have spoken about this issue, actually, trust me, because it was a bygone for me, because it wasn't a rape or abuse, if you speak as per the, he hasn't touched me on my private places, but it was heading towards that. As I have mentioned before, he was testing the water. He was gauging my reaction, because, it's a given that women would oblige the men from the film. I mean, those who hold the power position, those who allocate the jobs, those who are in power to give jobs to the women, those who cast women in the films. It's a given. I won't say all of the men in the industry are predators. No, then I wouldn't have been able to survive, because I have taken the righteous path, and that is what I know. I believe in my craft. I believe in my art. I believe in myself, and I'm not here to please anybody. I'm here to please my viewers. And that's about it.
Right.
So, but that night was very scary, and I wasn't paid the 23,000 which went from my pocket to get the return tickets, and the trauma of it all, because no way I was going to stay another day at Kochi. While the flight was taxiing in Bombay airport, I could see the next flight was about to take off. Passengers were already queuing up, and I literally, with the help of this flight attendant, I literally had to shove my suitcase, and because my one suitcase was a very big one, but he managed it somehow. It was in the cabin luggage, so that I don't go through all these baggage claim and everything. I literally had to run to the airport to catch my next flight. So.
Right.
it was an ordeal for me.
Right. And have you gotten any response from the Kochi police?
I'm sorry, I'm cutting you, I'm jutting you in.
Yeah.
It wasn't me who came, and came out in the open and spoke about Mr. Ranjith to the Kerala media or so, because I wasn't aware of this Hema committee. Somebody from some channel got in touch with some director, Mr. Joseph, I believe, and asking for an interview regarding the SEMA committee, wherein Mr. Joshua gave my number to the said channel and asked them to get in touch with me. You people wouldn't have, this is not a political conspiracy. This is not Mr. Ranjith had alleged against me, that it's an allegation against me that since he found me not suitable for the said role, and that's the reason I have gone against him. Why take 15 years to do so then?
Correct. But have you gotten any response from the police after filing this complaint?
No, as of now, no. But some DIG, I don't remember. I don't know whether I have saved her number or not. But she had spoken to me. She understood my issue, and then before him suing me for defaming him and all whatever would ensue, I wasn't in that space of going, through the rigors of all these complaint and legality, because I am not that moneyed person to do all the, process, go through all this process, because it was a done deal for me. But to safeguard myself from what may or might take place, so it's kind of a process that I have to take. Talking to my
but the issue that has been addressed by the Hema Commission, or at least seeks to address, is the rampant sexual abuse that is present in the Kerala film industry. And
it's not only about Kerala film industry; it's there in all film industry. All film industry. It's about quick fame, money, glamour. Just you become popular. We are a kind of narcissist. You can't deny the fact. Whenever we see a group picture, we try to find ourselves in the picture. How am I looking? That's the selfie culture that had, evolved. It's all about narcissism. How many likes, how many comments.
But I want to ask you, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but I want to ask you a question that, do you believe, given that this has happened for the first time, there's been a judicial commission that has gone into the issue in depth, has talked about various instances, has talked about the kind of exploitation that takes place. Do you believe that the release of this report will lead to a significant change?
Yes, I believe so. People will think there are predators in this industry. I would say predators, specifically use this term. And so they'll think twice, thrice, 100 times before approaching someone. Sure.
And the very fact that this particular report, which was submitted to the government in December 31st, 2019, the very fact that the government has, not allowed for the report to come out, or even after it has come out, certain portions of it have been redacted, that it's taken 4 years for such a significant report, and that too, after the intervention of the High Court, etc., for such a report to come, which is of such important significance. Somewhere or the other, there are still vested interests which would try to prevent such a change from taking place, would you say?
Might be. Look, wherever there is power, there is a misuse of power. So be it in any political party, it's irrespective of any party colors or anything whatsoever. Mr. Ranjith, the party he belongs to, or the party he adheres his loyalty, even I believe in the ideology of the said party. Where in West Bengal, the same party has zero position or zero seats in the parliament. I'm talking of the left party. Even my alignment is with the left party. But that doesn't mean that you turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to some wrongdoings of the same party. A crime is a crime, a criminal is a criminal, a predator is a predator.
Right. And you mentioned that it's not only restricted to the Malayalam film industry, even in Tollywood, Bollywood. What are the experiences that you've heard of in terms
Hollywood,
of...
Sir.
Yeah.
In Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein, Miramax producer.
Right.
He was a person who held immense power. Miramax was one of the A-listed production houses. So in Hollywood, people conjured courage much later to come out in the open and take names and talk about it. Women are insecure in their workplace, be it media, be it anywhere for that matter.
Right.
We are objectified, we are treated as sex symbols or whatever. So it's there. Even in Kolkata, I had my picture, which was taken 2 years back on my birthday with my friends, apparently sharing a drink or two. This TMC government has kind of made that picture go viral, saying after the post-RG court case, after protesting, after rallying against the government, I've come back home and I'm drinking. So apparently that's the logic. That's how they defame or take down women.
Right.
So.
Also, Sreelekha, if you take us through what are your expectations now from the Kerala police, the fact that you've given this complaint, what would you like to see happening? Because, Mr. Ranjith may have stepped down, etc., after all the public outcry. But the fact is that you are going to pursue this matter legally now, we understand.
I actually don't want to do anything, trust me. It's just safeguarding myself that I have filed a complaint because I don't have the energy left in me to pursue this case because I had put a lid on this. I put a cover on this and I had moved on in life. I have made my statement and it's for the rest of the people to come out and talk about it. Because being a womanizer per se is not a crime, so-called in the criminal dictionary. Anybody can be a womanizer. Women are not safe in their own houses, sir. How can they be safe in the workplace? So marital rape is of a concern. So, you can't probably... The thought or the entire thing should drastically change. We individuals should change. So, and women should also take the honors. It's not about the men alone, sir. It's about women also being manipulative and taking advantage of being a woman.
Sreelekha, thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us here. And we certainly hope that the message and the courage that you have shown is also, going to have some impact on the authorities in Kerala and in other parts of the country as well, wherever such incidents might be taking place. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.